Reflective Statement, Chelsea Wall, 2018. As I've moved through my Deakin University Bachelor of Primary Education and am now completing my fourth and final year, I often find myself reflecting back on my experiences as a school student and applying and connecting them to what I now know as a teacher. I find that my beliefs and experiences and the literature I have absorbed collide as I look closer into different areas of the primary school education, such as assessment. Teaching is complex and multifaceted in nature, and all of my experiences and knowledge have helped me to inform my practice as a teacher. Previously as a student and even now as an adult, formal testing creates stress. This stress is related to the expectations of performativity that lurk over me. This negative outlook on assessment is common amongst primary school students through high-stake standardised testing such as NAPLAN. Polizal, Dolfer and Turnbull, 2012 in fact, state that concerns regarding negative impact of high-stakes testing on students' well-being dates well back to the early 1990s. That is a lot of negativity impacted on students. Looking back, was I aware of the almost nothingness that my results would bring to my education? Well, no. My research on NAPLAN throughout this compendium, however, explores the negative impact on teaching practice as it restricts them from using their normal practices and personas, teaching to the test rather than for the test. This causes inauthentic practice and relationships. Ball, 2003. This can create a less appealing classroom culture for students. Therefore, in a perfect world, I wouldn't have the inclusion of high-stakes tests or standardized testing imposed on my students. Assessment in which I believe to be the most effective to both students and teachers is formative assessment, which can occur in many different ways, such as class time through observation, student reflection, or feedback during tasks such as hands-on learning, engaging learning experiences. Black and William, 1998, believe that it's completely obvious that assessment happens in the classroom every day and that teachers need to use this class assessment, such as observation, to adjust future assessment to meet their students' needs, stating that formative assessment is an essential component of the classroom work and its development can raise standards of achievement. A theorist I've been quite influenced by in my standpoint on teaching, learning and assessment is Henry Giroux. Reasons behind this can be drawn from opinions from Giroux 2011, which he has on pedagogy, in terms of it being progressive and relating to students, where assessment can be self-reflective. During many of my practicums, valuable formative assessments observed were often those in which were ongoing and during class time through whole class inquiry, discussions, observations, student reflection and hands-on activities. Assessments were created through student answers to questions such as, what did you learn? And what goals do you think you need to set for next time? Harlan 2010 seconds the increased use of formative assessment in the classroom, exploring how assessment for learning can be used to help students understand the aims of their learning, where goals are set and students understand how to achieve them. Formative in-class hands-on learning experiences promote the active learning of students, where they can responsibly work hard. They take responsibility for their work without feeling the high pressure or stress. Again, I believe that assessment is only conducted properly if it works to help students improve. This can happen if teachers use it to understand them and adjust learning and future assessments to cater to individual needs. Hargraves 2013, in a study conducted into how students respond to feedback in the normal classroom interactions, showed that feedback is indeed successful, but only if conducted in the right ways. This piece of literature informs my view of feedback as an assessment, as it allows me to understand how students view it and how it can be used positively. For example, it was deemed as useful to the students in the study that Hargraves took when it was substantial but not burdensome. Therefore, when giving feedback, it's important to be mindful of students' concentration and understanding before commenting. Children also felt as though feedback in the form of reminder cues helped to set them back on the right track. Overall, I've learnt that it's important to adopt an assessment culture within my classroom that promotes equitable, valuable individual learning experiences, where assessment is not only informative to teachers, students and parents, but also valuable in reaching goals and showing progress.